What's up guys, Andy from Greek's Garage, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to replace this alternator on a 2008 Cadillac Escalade. Now this application will work on all GM trucks and SUVs ranging from the early 2000s up until now. They're all located on the top of the engine right here, and it'll be the same process. So let's not waste any time and let's get started. Now the first thing you want to do is take this plastic cover off on the top. It's fairly easy to do, it just pops right off. There's 2 points where it pops into place, right here, and 2 tabs in the back. Here are the 2 points right here where it pops into place and the 2 tabs way in the back. Next, I'm going to remove this air intake. You really don't have to take this off to do the job, but it makes it so much easier and it's super easy to take off. All you have to do is loosen this clamp right here. There's another clamp right here, and then there's a tab that just holds everything in place right here that you have to pop out. Okay, now that that's out of the way, the first thing you want to do before you get started on the alternator is remove the negative cable on the battery. Next, we're going to have to remove the accessory belt. To do that, we're going to have to relieve the tension on the tensioner pulley. So with a 15mm socket and wrench set to the tightening position, you want to put it on your tensioner pulley and push down like you're tightening, and that will relieve the tension. But before you do that, I suggest you take a picture with your phone to know exactly how the belt goes before you take it off, just in case you don't have a diagram sticker somewhere under the hood. But here's a diagram to make it easier for you. Next, we're going to want to remove the cable that runs to the battery, and that will require a 10mm socket right here. After that, there's 2 15mm bolts at the front of the alternator. Again, to remove the cable in the back, it will require a 10mm socket. Also, make sure you don't lose your bolt when you remove it. Next, you're going to want to take your 15mm socket and loosen up the 2 bolts at the front of the alternator. After that, there's going to be a plug at the top that you're going to want to disconnect. You just squeeze and pull. Now the alternator is going to be pretty tough to pull out of there just with your hands, so you're going to need some kind of small breaker bar or crowbar, and on each side, gently start breaking it free. Now once it's free, just pull it out. Now I put a little grease on the inside contacts, so that way the new alternator will slide in a lot easier. Now put your new alternator into place. Now line up everything and slide the 2 bolts in the front of the alternator and tighten them down with the 15mm socket. Now you're going to want to take your torque wrench and torque these two bolts down at 41 foot-pounds of torque. Next, we're going to want to hook up the battery cable to the back of the alternator and tightening it down with a 10mm socket. Now you don't want to over tighten this one, you just want to tighten it down till it's snug. Now you just want to put your rubber boot back into place so you don't cause a spark on anything. Then you're going to want to plug your electrical connector back in until it snaps into place. Next, we're going to want to put our accessory belt back on. Just look at your diagram or the picture that you took and make sure everything goes on the right way. And with your 15mm socket, relieve the tension on the tensioner pulley and put everything back into place. Now you want to check around the whole belt to make sure the belt's going around the pulleys all correctly and they're all in the grooves. Next, we want to put the air intake back on and tighten up all the clamps. Now just pop the top cover back into place and we're almost there. And the last thing we need to do is hook up the negative cable back to the battery. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped you out and saved you some money. And if you like saving money, check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you on the next one.